What is happening, what is going on, you absolute bunch of legends. So in this video I'm going to show you how to create this pretty cool hand sticking out of the water surreal kind of scene. It's pretty, it's been done before by some people, but I thought I would show you how to create it because I'm going to show you the easiest way to create it, and then you can do it yourself, and then you can add different things. So you don't need to use the hand, you can use any object you want. You can have complete creative control and freedom over the scene, but I thought I would just show you how to do it. It's going to look pretty cool. So first thing you need to do is you're going to need a hand arm kind of model, and you can go to Sketchfab to do this, and then just click on hand. You can use maybe something like this, or you can just go with a normal hand. I'm going to just click there, download, and then I'm just going to go with the GLTF format. So I'm just going to click there, download, and let it download. You'll see it might take a while, and then once it's downloaded, just click on it, and what you're going to need to do is you've got it like this, and you just click extract all, extract it here so that you have it. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move it to my documents. So you've got it there. We can go back to Blender, you can close that. So now obviously we're going to need to create our water, so go Shift A, and we're going to get a mesh, and we're going to get a plane S. Let's scale it up pretty big, so about there. And then what you want to do is you want to go to shading, click new, and then look for your specular, bring your level up all the way. Then first thing you want to do is you just want to change the base color to kind of just a little bit darker, so something like that. And then what you want to do is you want to bring your roughness all the way down, so you've got this now. Then what you want to do is you want to go Shift A, and you want to get a noise texture. Put this there. Then click on your noise texture, so click there, hit Control T. That brings in these two nodes. It's basically the Node Wrangler add-on. If you don't have it, click Edit, Preferences, and go to Add-ons, and then just type in Node, and just make sure that it's enabled, and click there, boom, save your preferences. Then what you want to do is you want to go Shift A, and you want to get a bump node, so we can get some kind of detail into the thing, and you want to plug the normal of the bump node into the normal of your principal BSDF, and then plug the factor of your noise texture into the height of your bump node. So we've got something like this now. And then what you want to do is you want to play with your scale. So if you bring it up to like 100, you can see you got that kind of, and the detail, you can see you can bring it up to there. Roughness you can play around with, distortion, you can also do that, so it just creates a bit of difference. And then your strength of your bump, you can bring this down, so you can see if you bring it down all the way what it does. So if I click here, you can see you want to bring it to about there, and that looks quite nice, so it gives you that nice effect. And if I go here now, I click on my camera, I've got my water there. If you don't have a camera, just go Shift A, mesh, and add a camera. And I'm going to just change my to 1920 by 1080. Okay, and then I'm going to go to Z, click on my camera, G, and I'm going to bring it back to about there. So I've got this now, and this looks pretty nice. So if I do this, it's still dark. So what you're going to need to do is let's add our object in. So File, and click Import, and we've imported we've downloaded a GLTF. So click there, and I want to go to my documents. So I'm there, hand, boom, and going to import it, and it imports it like this. So now I'm just going to go rotate it like this, and then rotate it like that, and you can see obviously it's too big, so we want to scale it down, G, and bring it up to about there. And you can see it looks like this now. So we might need to play with our scale of it. That's fine, but obviously the scene has got no lighting, so what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to light it. So you can download an HDRI from a place like Polyhaven, or what I'm going to do is I've got HDRIs that I've downloaded that I think might look good on the scene. So I'm just going to go Shift A, or actually you can also use Blender Kit, so you can download, link in the description. You can get HDRIs here, so you can click there, boom, and you can download different kind of HDRIs. If you want only the free ones, you can click there, and you can go boom, free first, and it gives you the choice of free ones, and then you can find one that you like. So this one looks good, or this one looks good. Something that kind of resembles the ocean, so this also looks quite nice. So if you want to do something like this now, you can just click there, bring it in, make it maybe that, and you've got this now. So it looks like this, or you can find another one that you want. So you can always look for another HDRI, try this one. So boom, bring it in, and you can see it also looks like that. So you can find one, like I said, that could work for your scene. This one, boom, and you've got these. So now you can play with your parameters of your water. So what I'm going to do, or maybe something like this looks pretty good. So that looks quite nice. The hand is like reaching out. And then you can, if it's too bright for you, you can always bring your strength down to about there. And you can see the water, it looks like this. So we can always make it a bit darker if you want to match the scene. You can then play with your scale. So you can see if I bring the scale to like 50, what happens there, it makes it look like this now. And you can play with your strength. But I do advise keeping the strength probably to about there, because it gives it a nice reflection. It doesn't make it look so harsh. And what I'd like to do sometimes is just bring the metallic up a little bit. It just gives it a bit of a nice reflection. Water is not metallic obviously, but it does. You do want that nice bit of reflection. Your roughness is obviously down. You could always bring it in a little bit, but I like the roughness to be 0. And then you can see if you want, this obviously this HDRI is a little bit boring. What you could always do is, what I like to do is, I've got some nice ones with clouds, which makes the scene look a little bit better. So I'm just going to do that quickly. So what I'll do is I'm going to go to shading, and I'm going to click there, and I'm going to click on the world, and then I'm going to just delete that HDRI, and then go Shift A and look for an environment texture. Plug the color into the color. I'm going to click on the environment texture, and I'm going to go Control T. That brings the node wrangler add-on. Then I'm going to click open, and I've got some saved here. So these are ones that I bought a while ago, and these have got some nice clouds. So something like this now. Bring that in, and then click on here and click there. You can see now, obviously, the hand is not lit. So we might need to put a light on this, so like a sunlight. But let's go here. Let's go back to light, because as you can see, it's a little bit too high. So what you want to do is you want to adjust your, I think it's your X. Let's just double check. 5. Yeah. So then you got something like this now. So this looks a bit flatter. Maybe make it 4. It looks fine. And what's nice is you can rotate this, so you can go to 50. And that looks also pretty good. And then layout, and this one doesn't have like a built-in light, so the hand is a bit dark. So all you need to do then is just go Shift A, light, and get a sunlight, and you can see that then brings that in. And then you can just go G, and then you can go R, and then that just lights your hand a bit better. So you can see without the light, dark with the light, it just makes it look a little bit better. But you can see now, let's render the image. So boom, F12, and there we go. That is the scene. So it's really easy to create this kind of render. It's nice to create. Obviously the water is not the most detailed, but it kind of works, and it looks pretty nice. It's got that nice reflection. You could, if you want, you could always make you could add your camera. So you could go like this, and what you could always do is you could click on your camera, and then let's just zoom in, and then click there, add depth of field. So that just blurs this out a little bit, and then look for your focus object and make it the hand. So boom, and then change the f-stop to like 1, and you'll see that then blurs out that, and then looks a little bit better. So you can always play around with that. It then just makes your image look a little bit more realistic.